Late night swim high. I have been listening to videos on YouTube that include posts from the sub, so I have decided to post to it myself. This event happened to me about 2 years ago, so sorry if I do not have everything on point. It was a few months after my 15th birthday. To give some background about the situation and about me, I was about 5'9" at the time, and the last school year I had done cross country then wrestling as my sports. Now do not take this the wrong way, I was one of 2 95-pound wrestlers on my team. Being the second smallest kid on the team, so as you could assume I was not the scary type. Also, me and my little brother were raised Mormon, even though we do not go to church now. So due to this fact, him and I were extremely sheltered from the real world, especially because we grew up in the mothership of Mormonism, Aka, Utah. To give you an idea, I did not have any idea about drugs before I moved to California. I did not know what terms such as pussy, cunt, or other such terms even meant. Now that you understand this about me and my little brother, let's get into the story. So it all started as a friendly road trip going from Utah back to California. It was me, I'm male, Jake my little bro, who is 3 years younger than me, Zach my stepdad, Buck my step-grandpa, and Sven my step-grandma. Buck was driving with Sven and shotgun. Jake and Zach in the middle row and me in the very back with the luggage. After a long day of driving, we found a hotel to get a discount at in Mesquite, which is around Las Vegas. We stopped, parked, and got our room keys. Me, Zach, and Jake would be in one room with Buck and Sven in the other room. After we got there, we all took our stuff to our rooms, and me and Jake wanted to go down for a swim, because the hotel advertised their pool and it looked awesome. My stepdad Josh graciously said yes, and told us when to be back, and we said okay. This is when I should tell you that neither me or my brother had a cell phone. All I had was a second-generation iDitch to tell the time. So when we get down there, we go in the pool a bit, then go to the hot tub. Currently there is 2 women in the hot tub. Their names will be Megan and Annie. Megan was a mother and her 2 to 3 children were playing in the pool. They were around mine and my brother's age. Annie was a lady who seemed to be in her 30s, but for some reason she looked like she had lived on the streets her whole life. But none of my alarms kicked on being my sheltered self. Looking back on it now as a 17-year-old, with everything I have learned, she was 100% on something. And I mean something hard, like crystal meth or heroin. My little brother and I get in and we soon joined the conversation between Megan and Annie. Annie was the one who pulled me in, and Jake got pulled into it by her as well. She started off asking how our day was doing and questions like that, and soon started to ask where we were coming from, and where we were going and why. This is the point that I want to say that an alarm was going off, but I still just told her everything, not thinking. Later Megan was talking to Jake and Annie, and I were listening when I glanced over at Annie, and Annie looks at me and says something along the lines of, "You know, boy, it's very rude to look at someone's boobs without asking them." After she says this, I'm like, what the fuck? Then she continues and says something like, "Yeah, I know that they are nice, and I can understand why you are looking at them." Me being older and all at this point, I'm like, holy shit, lady, what the fuck is wrong with you? And what are you even talking about? I'm only 15 years old, like what the hell, man? Then Megan leaves and takes her kids back to her room, so it was just me, Jake, and Annie. Annie then proceeded to say, "Hey, want to come up to my room? I have something really cool up there," or something along the lines of that. I cannot remember what she said, but Jake and I were interested, so we followed her. She is walking us over to her room, and we get to a point where we have to go up some stairs, and out of nowhere comes Megan. And she says to Annie, "Here, they will wait down here with me while you get it." Surprisingly, Annie complies and walks up the stairs to her room to get whatever it was. As soon as Annie enters our room, Megan turns to us and says, "You need to be careful around people like this. Run back to your room as fast as your legs can carry you. I will have a talk with Annie." Right when I hear this, everything clicks in my head. Stranger danger. Then me and my little brother nope the fuck out and get to our room freaking out and lock the door. The whole night I was afraid she would find us, so as you could tell, I did not sleep that night. Looking back at it now, I could have never seen my family again, been raped, killed, or many other things. To say the least, I owe mine and my brother's life to Megan, and I thank her deeply. And just to close, creepy lady who, though I was looking at her boobs, let's never meet again. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button to support my work. And as always, enjoy the fear, my dear.